And welcome back for the final time tonight. The final time for this regular season, as we had what would be considered, quite honestly, Telly, as the biggest upset we've seen in quite a hot minute. We'd all come into this one with high expectations that Fury, they've made the playoffs, they've got the perfect 2-0 under wraps, and then, you know what Mammoth say? No. The script has been rewritten, and you weren't CC'd.
And speaking of the script, Skimmy, you know, there is two things that really happen here. Fury, they need to come out and show an absolutely dominating performance to, you know, reinstill faith that they are this really good roster who is coming off, you know, this 4-0 performance in these past 2 weeks to, you know, make sure that everyone still recognizes them as a contender. But, you know, for Mammoth, they have just had this performance which really shocked pretty much the entire ecosystem. They have just, you know, played forever, and all of a sudden, this player has pretty much single-handedly carried Mammoth over the finish line against such a strong roster in Fury, and this might be a prospect for a lot of teams to look at going forward.
100%. Certainly a lot of people on his radar thinking, where have you been all my life? Like, why weren't you here to get us to playoffs? Why have you come in as a super sub at the very last second? Right at the gates then, sides do swap, picks do adjust, and Mammoth have really said, you know what, Chirp, you're not going to have any fun this game.
Yeah, and, you know, very similar bans happening this time, Skimmy. Might see a difference in priority. You know, this might, based on what we've seen recently, this might not be a Sejuani going to the jungle. This is that flex pick that you have mentioned in the past. Can be played top, jungle, maybe even support. I don't know if you want to cook a mid lane Sejuani, but there is a potential with it being that AP iteration, but very standard Tristana being left up. Could just be a trade of the Corki since the Yone is taken away this time. They don't want Chirp to be able to play something comfortable in that mid lane into Praetor.
Are you taken aback, though, by the fact it's a first pick of Sejuani? Like, we know it's strong, but does it warrant a first pick when you've got all these other options, be it the Tristana, the Ezreal, the list goes on, even the Rumble? We always talk about these, you know, insanely strong champions, but is this just a preference? Is it an indication that they really want to go in on even more aggressive dive, of, you know, a melee-centric comp?
I think when you pick, you know, instead of picking stuff like Tristana Corki, if you pick a different champ, you know, in the Kai'Sa they have shown, I think that is telling what you want to play as. I think that Kai'Sa kind of fits every style, though. You know, can play that range pro champion, can play that dive champion. You know, it's just such a good overall pick, being able to have so many different iterations of the champion based on what you build. Skarner, also another lock-in that I thought was really nice to see. Voice looks so good on that champion, especially if Fury don't have range answers into it. If they have to play melee, those 3-mana pairs might keep happening.
They certainly will. And, oh, okay.
Ooh.
Well, here's the brand new patch. We did see Misfortune get buffed and MF Leona. Oh, we talk about, you know, Leona with Ezreal being really insane, but I would say this eclipses that.
Yeah, I was curious why we weren't seeing any priority on the Misfortune. I thought the you know, the movement speed buffs on the Strut were quite substantial, having just a higher base movement speed. Plus, you know, when you activate it, you do get much more movement speed now. It is so nice on the champion, and as a champion who can rush, you know, a very similar Draven build, Bloodthirster into those crit options to make sure your laning phase is really one-sided into, you know, navigating the mid game with all those crit items that you are going to be able to build up. So I think that pairing that with the Leona, really strong combo. You know, we always remember the double ults, what they can really do, but the Braum, throw the shield up, deny that completely.
Deny that completely, and maybe we wish we were, you know, a few patches behind, maybe a few seasons behind, where it was all a case of maxing out Make It Rain, go Arcane Comet, be an absolute demon in the bot lane. You're thinking, where is the counterplay? So it has been a very hot minute since Misfortune has graced our shores. But it's going to be exciting to see how it does fare on this occasion. Clearly, a very aggressive front forwards, you know, kind of setup here from the side of Fury. But I do like the fact that the Kai'Sa has been picked up again. Guncrab surely can play it, but I would imagine this is going to be Praetor because he's already displayed it in the mid lane.
Yeah, I think that this is still going to be a flex to me. I think that Kai'Sa in the mid lane is a bit of a meme pick unless you're versing a champ that dives onto you. It's really hard to make use of that W in the lane, which is majority of your damage in these trades. W into that passive proc is very hard to get as the Kai'Sa unless you're fighting outside the creep waves, but a lot of these are range champs like the Corki, like the, you know, the mages don't have to go over the minions to be able to trade with you. They can play their range and they do create that advantage. So most likely I expect it to go towards the bot lane, but we have seen Praetor play weirder things. We have seen, you know, stranger things happen for these Mammoth drafts, and with the Braum being picked, I am a bit concerned if they do want to play a mage in the jungle because you don't have that setup, right? When you think of Braum, you want to play like the Xin Zhaos, the Kindreds, just anything that really uses that passive so you can have these really nice skirmishes.
Yeah, I mean, we've certainly seen a discussion, I believe Draku discussed it with us, right, around why would you want to go the Alistair or the Braum bit? Do you want to be aggressive? Do you want to be defensive? Do you want to appeal? Do you want to protect? And I think also a bit of a denial, right, of making sure they don't get the Sejuani and the Brom, and suddenly just have Exodia CC locked down for days, which we've seen globally be a bit of a menace at the best of times. Drafted drop, we did see a ban get missed, but the word from production is that one of the players disconnected. So lobby is underway and getting back in place to get us into the same position as we were with that draft. So we're not expecting any of that to change so far, Tally. But I suppose, the discussion continues to be, where does the AP option come from? Is it a case I just go Talir again, or do we want to go for something a little bit more left field, like we've seen the Morgana in the past? Yeah, we've seen the Nidalee as such, or is it even a game perhaps for a cheeky Carthus in the mix?
I think that the Kai'Sa can function as a solo AP champ, especially when you can build on hit and be an AP threat, or you can build that poke and be an AP threat. So I think that's completely fine, especially because like these tanks who dive into you are the main ones you're worried about stacking armor. They get hit with the Void Seeker into the passive proc, you're dead. It does so much damage when you do not build any magic resist. So champion completely fine with building that, or being that solo AP threat. But looking at the other side, I think there is still quite a few options they can go for that solo AP threat. We saw no bans on any of the AP junglers. The Zyra is still left up, even though the Sejuani is picked. Don't know where it's going yet, and if they do want to go for something like the Rumble in the top lane, which is something that pairs really well with the Sejuani in the jungle, different look for Nox. Is he going to fall back to those melee junglers after having such a tough performance in game 1?
Well, that's it. I mean, getting humbled in that fashion, right in the wave of momentum of how well they've been doing recently, having adjusted their playstyle to allow the AP options to come on through, to find success with Chirp, finding, AD champions added to their arsenal. I'm sure they were riding a bit of momentum thinking, yeah, we are the real deal. We can, continue this discussion around, the likes of ourselves, Ion and Direwolves as these dark horses. But to come out the gate swinging in such a convincing fashion, to humble them in this way, did Mammoth. You really are wondering, all right, well, we've completely misread the room here, and all of a sudden, maybe Mammoth walk out with a 2-0, and what does that do when we talk about damage? Maybe we didn't see the most damage done by Iron in their series, but this would certainly be one that would hurt. Yeah,
that would really hurt to know that you dropped 2 games to the team that isn't even the playoffs. So how does your confidence as Fury go forward, knowing you have to verse teams who have already defeated Mammoth throughout the regular season quite comfortably? Going up against them in the playoffs in best of series, much harder to prepare for when there's so many different games. And we're not going to have those scenarios where it's going to be a 1-1 and everyone walks away happy. It's going to be those best of series where we have a clear winner, start from the best of 3s, going into the best of 5s. A lot of preparation has to go into those drafts, and knowing that you just lost a lot of confidence going down 0-2 against a team who's not even in the playoffs is such a big deal.
It's going to hurt. It is going to certainly live in the back of your mind a little bit rent-free, maybe even too much so, where you're going to be leaning certainly on your coaching staff and the rest of your team to make sure that it doesn't eat away at you, because it would hurt, that is for sure. If you have just joined the stream, or if you've maybe had it muted, whatever it may be, the lobby did break. One of the players disconnected. We were halfway through the draft, just working our way towards that second set of bans. But we're just waiting for word from production as to when things get underway again. It was the first pick of the Sejuani, but then the Kai'Sa came out as a response there from Mammoth, and as we've mentioned, we have seen it from Praedyth in the mid lane. Yet to see it as a AD carry option by Gunkrab, but you'd imagine it being his arsenal given the current scope of things.
If I go back in time, Schemie, I think I remember Gunkrab's debut was against me in the LCO, and he played Kai'Sa. And, he absolutely 1v9 the game in a very a big upset, I would say. So I definitely know he can play the champion, but that was the, I think back there was like the Essence 3 of the Hurricane Kai'Sa, the AD build. We're used to seeing the passive procs all over the team fight. So a very different iteration of the champion, but, still plays very similarly. And I know Gunkrab can definitely lock that one if he has to.
Can go back into the archives, dig that one out, and go for the 1v9 performance to try and pull off this upset to close out the season. I think this is a phenomenal way to end it, right? To add these different layers of narratives, to showcase these different champions that teams have been working on away, and sort of hoping for a chance to showcase what it can do. I'm curious. I am very curious to see how this one does materialize. But it looks like this is taking a little bit longer than we did anticipate. So, Pike, welcome back. We've been talking, a bit of a cheeky podcast moment, but you can save us now.
Thank you for letting me into your podcast, Skimmy. I really appreciate that. As a guest on the podcast, I always have a good time. I'm obviously here to add some insight into anything you'd like. So ask me a question, I will answer as truthfully as possible, and I'll look after you in that instance. What do you guys want to know?
Okay, well, I want you to explain to me why blue side's better than red.
Okay, sweet. So basically, blue side has the better camera angle. Tally said that before.
Yep.
I know this. You get the better camera angle. Easier to hit skill shots because you're not actually aiming down, you're aiming up.
True.
Fun fact, because that makes it a little bit easier, so the hitbox is slightly different. And then you just get to have a little bit more fun because Baron Pit's open and you always have a chance to jump into the Dragon Pit, so you have the better priority when you're in the bot side of the Dragon, but then you can just walk into Baron Pit and you're laughing. So yeah, arguably you could say that for red side, but it's not as good of a priority because you want to have that open side as you're heading into it. So that is why blue side is better than red.
High production.
Checks out.
Tally, was that correct though? Like, is that actually like a good reason?
Yep, that's valid.
Sweet.
It feels
You know what?
feels better, so it's better.
True.
It feels better, so it's better. Yeah, look, I'm only plat, guys.
But it is
See you guys in
the lower
basketball
win rate
tier.
side, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's true. I go off statistics. But no, yeah, so unfortunately PCs do things. They do lots of things, but they
do
can
things.
stop doing things. That's also a happen. Let's not worry about it. That's quote by Pike 2024. Don't worry about it.
I'm just hoping
Look,
that things work, because the last time we had a pause
Yeah.
and a PC issue like this, it was 40 minutes later. Oh, yeah, the PC's B-sword. It's not turning back on, guys.
Wasn't it also Hooper in the game?
Oh, I think it was Dante.
Ah,
I think it was Dante's PC that had broken. Yeah.
That's okay.
hey, better
Well,
out
I
of
have
game.
heard, I have heard that it's not too far away, which is good. So it's coming back as soon as possible. Still just waiting. It's looking good though. That's what I've heard. So hopefully you won't have to deal with me too much longer. Would you guys like to hear one more of my quotes
Yes.
that I actually picked up from one of the games?
Always.
Look, I'm going to keep doing this. Skimmy, funnily enough, I've been trying to get quotes from you, but the things you're saying, like, they're either the super hype moment in a game where I'm like, it's already like a quote, but then everything else you say is just smart. And I was like, man, none of these are funny. It's all Tally saying really fun,
So
ridiculous
you want me
things
to be a little bit more memey? I got you. All right.
Yeah,
I'll full
yeah, so-
send it. I will full send it this game just for you.
Just
Yeah, well, I appreciate that. That's good, so I can put that in. But this is the one I got. So it's the Pike dopamine. You find the reset, you want more. Tally 2024.
It's a good one.
So straightforward. Makes sense.
Easy.
I
It's a
get
good one.
I live on Pike dopamine.
Pike.
funnily
I'll give
enough.
you a challenge, okay?
Okay. I got it.
DM Skimmy discreetly a word or a few words you want him to say in the cast, and he'll fit them in. He's a professional
true.
at that.
I've done that in the past. Before Tally was the caster, it'd be like, I need you to say this word, and I found a way.
All right. Okay, I'm going to do it. And they're all going to be obscure cooking references.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
That's what I'm going to do.
no.
Purely because that's the theme of this series. We're going to do obscure cooking references. I think that's only fair.
Okay.
Uh,
So I'll give you an
'cause,
example.
I literally
like,
got...
it could just be something like, and Forever's absolutely just sous vide him in the bot lane there. Boom. There you go.
Yeah.
Ding.
Done.
1 point.
Easy. And I'll keep track of it as well, and I'll see how many points you can get. But okay, they're going to be a little bit more intense than that though, Skimmy, because
Okay.
I've already done like 90% of all types of cooking in my own little parts of the segment. I smashed it out. It was almost too easy for me.
Okay.
But no, there are some other more... I'm going to give you... No, I won't say anything.
We're looking
I'm
up the
not gonna give
cooking
you details.
terms, and we're ready. We've got them on the side. We're going to figure out ways. We're going to try and get the wittiness. Boom, 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 boom. Process, quad core, maxing out the brain. A little bit of AI intervention. Elon
Know
Musk.
what that is?
Boom.
Al dente.
So I like my pasta.
That's not a word. It's good though, right?
Yeah.
It's right. The way I
Bit
did it.
chewy.
Okay. Well, we still got a little bit of time. So I've got one quiz show question. I always do them in batches of 5, so I've got one for you.
One.
Now, in honor of Chirp's last game on Yone, it is Yone specific because it is a main of mine. So I'm gonna hit you with this one question, guys. Are you ready?
Yes. Yes.
I gotta prep myself a little bit. Which region has played Yone the most? And the game's ready to go, so I'm gonna leave you with that question. Which region has played Yone the most? Get into the game, and then come back to me.
Who's played it the most? Well, actually, I'm just completely mind controlled by what I've just seen as we load back in. We've got a jump.
Whoa.
We've got an Aurelian Soul.
Whoa. Going back to what worked in times past, Skimmy.
Wow.
Front line, super scaling mage in the mid lane. All of a sudden they lost one game on the 80 mid AP jungle. Let's run it back on what used to work. And is this going to be a blind pick Irelia?
This is beautiful. I love it. I just love everything about what Bray
Oh.
brings to the top lane.
Okay, so the thing is, Skimmy, a lot of people are like, oh, you can never blind pick this champion. Like, you just get punished. But, like, you have to... By what? Like, you have to skill check this. You have to play out your own bruiser in the top lane. Fiora's gone. Camille's gone. Renekton's gone. There's just not much to really deal with this champ anymore. Is it just going to be the Skarner in the top side?
it does feel like a bit of a DJ Khaled moment, right? Where you just say, congrats, you've played yourself, because they've not got the ideal response into this champion. I remember many, many, many months ago, we would used to see, you know, the Nard, the Aurelia matchup. It was on repeat all the time. It was entertaining. It was mechanically gifting. And it certainly allowed the observers to spend a little bit of extra time up in top lane as opposed to elsewhere.
I was letting Mammoth cook there a bit. Like, obviously they had Jarvan and Skarner, and the Skarner was going to maybe I thought, oh, Predator's going to play Jarvan into the Aurelion Sol mid. You know, I've seen crazier things out of this guy, but is playing the mage again, you know, decides to play the LeBlanc, you know, doesn't want to play AD carry this time, even though there was quite a few left up. He does want to play an AP champion, doesn't believe that Kai'Sa can be that solid AP threat. But I'm really excited to see how this Aurelia Sejuani topside works, because Prey is really known. I think that Aurelia is probably his most known champion out of the three in the you know, the Camille and the Fiora. So excited to see what the matchup goes like with Skarner, because this is a champion who can match up to these bruises in the early game.
Certainly can, and I mean, if it's Aatrox is anything to go off, then I'd imagine his Aurelia is going to be phenomenal as well. So certainly a clear indication that the Sejuani is going to be popping his head into top lane just a fair few times to make sure that the Aurelia does become a menace. Wait. What has changed here? Aurelia jungle?
Whoa, two Aurelion
Sol top? Huh? Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, thank you. Saved by production. Woo. It's all good.
I got scared there for a second. Two Aurelion Souls? How do you outplay that? Double ults? That's a lot of damage, Gimme.
That would have been too much damage. And if we talk about being stranded on a solo island and an Aurelion Sol being there, look, I mean, what world is the island bigger than Aurelion Sol? The lore doesn't line up, guys. It doesn't make any sense. But I tell you what does, is the conclusion of this regular split. This is that last game, and a chance for these players to blow off some steam, showcase something a little bit different once again, debut some new champions, and I suppose bolster the CV as to why you should pick me for your next year roster.
Absolutely. Really nice to see a different look, though. We saw that AP carry last game. This time we are going to see the Jarvan, so a bit more aggression, a bit more early game focus, pair up with the LeBlanc. Very susceptible mid lane full chirp. You know, he is quite gankable, especially against double lockdown champs in the Jarvan and the LeBlanc. So curious to see how he's going to navigate the one. But, you know, we also look at Fury's comp. 5 AoE ults, Skimmy. There's a lot of teamfight threat. You know, throughout all these ults, a lot can happen. They have to really worry about all this AoE damage that's going to come forward, and even though they have a Braum, you cannot shield a universe being dropped on your head, pretty much.
You can't. Look, we know Braum is pretty strong. We know Winwall is pretty good. But sometimes some celestial being that floats through the galaxy and curates the entire universe says, you know what? Screw that Winwall. My projectile will just hit. Not too long for us getting into this game. Thank you so much, everybody, for bearing with us. We know that delays aren't the best, but you know what? I'm going to say this is a win. Tonight, we've had 0 pauses in-game. A delay in the draft, in my books, Tally, it's just not going to count.
No, 0 pauses in-game. Don't jinx this, Skibby.
Wait. Oh, no, I've jinxed it. I have jinxed it. I say it. Productionists, you say, up. They have DC'd, and we're not starting the game. Oh, no. We've said too much.
Back to rambling. Back to
we've angered the scriptwriters. We really have, upset them, and it's almost a case of us thinking, yeah, it's going to be a quick, clean 2-0 to go Fury's way. Nope. Mammoth had left no stone unturned, and have, really forced a little bit of drafting diversity.
What draft do you like, Skimmy? You know, as a player, you know, you play your ARMs every so often.
Yes.
What draft do you favor here?
I like the Fury one a little bit more, just because of all the AoE ults, like you say, right? Like, you just hit that wombo combo, it is so satisfying. And I've always been a big fan of ease of execution. It's always been like my buzzword, and people say, oh, it's overrated, yada, yada, yada. I'm sure mechanics can, compromise and assist in many situations, but if you've got that point-and-click stun, that easy way to say, you've made a mistake and I will punish you, that snap decision-making for me beats everything.
Yeah. I can agree with that. I gotta say, I like Mammoth's draft just because, you know, I'm a big fan of Braum. You know, you heard me ramble about Braum for a very long time. I think that when we finally get to see that pairing with the Ivan, we will see this champ shine. But I like disengaged champs like Braum, especially into comps that need to dive forward. Like we see the Aurelia, Sejuani, and Leona. They all need to go forward, and all, you know, Voice needs to do in this game is just punch them once each, and all of a sudden, stuns landing everywhere. Gunkrab's going to be doing a lot of damage when he's able to CC his members with the Akathine Rain, if that's going to be isolated. So much damage that comes out of him. So I really like the Braum, who can really create a lot of space for this. Pair that up with the Impale coming out of the top laner. I think they have built themselves a really nice draft.
Yeah, I mean, I can agree with with both points, and I think that's why, drafting has always been such a subjective conversation, right? You have all the Twitter analysts, the Twitch analysts discussing, why this one should be favored over the other. I suppose also that's why the meta can be so widely different between the different, elo brackets, right? Because people value different things. It works for different potentials. So for me, it's whatever floats your boat. As cop-out of an answer as that does sound, whatever you think is going to be the best way going forward. And I think really for me, if this is a bit of a deciding factor as to a brand new patch, let's start to see a few more of those champions that have been granted that buff. Here's the Misfortune. We're now slowly working our way towards a few more. GP, I think, is still the next one on our little bingo card to try and tick off.
Yeah, definitely. And you say it as a meme, like whatever floats your boat, but it makes a lot of sense to me. Like when you talk about these pro iterations or comps that people come together with, we always come down to what they're most comfortable on. Obviously, the best players can play what is the best and be comfortable on that. But a lot of the time, it's quite hard to play, all these different metas and be comfortable. A lot of the time, if people can only play carries, they can't play tanks, or they can only play tanks, they can only play mages and not AD mids. So, constantly seeing teams adapt and evolve and try to play all these different styles to find out what they can play that is the best while also being comfortable is how they evolve over time.
Yeah, it is that discussion, right, as to different metas, different playstyles, teams that work best online, teams that work best on LAN, and teams that can actually get the game started, which is what we're hoping to find, but it may just take a fraction longer before we can find a conclusion to this series. So bear with us, Game 2, right after this.
Maybe I had enough, don't tell me why. All the girls in the club, no trashing, just dancing. We just living it up, we go all night. I can sense the tension of the room and cut it. Running miles inside my head, I give you a two-step, and now we running. Call me when you get a high. Don't wanna be alone tonight. Call me when you get a high. I'll give you one, two steps, and we running. Turning up all the lights for you and I. It's warm and it feels alive when you smile. It's a sign. All we have is this tonight, and I don't want anybody else. Hold me and touch my body, yeah. And now we running. Call me when you get a high. Don't wanna be alone tonight. Call me when you get a high. I'll give you one, two steps, and we running. Come on, one time, give it to 'em. Go. Small town girl.
Here's the reason that Kevy's after becomes the Varus. Full stand on the stopwatch, it's carnage! Only triple happening here is for Phyto. Oh,
Well,
Bet.
we are here. It is Pike again.
There's
once
no
again.
way.
He's having a snooze, mate. He's ready to go.
It's the life of a Nautilus Leona player.
I'm gonna join it.
It's so boring. That's
Well,
all
I'm
back.
back here as well. We're all back on the desk again because, yeah, we'll have it. Nah, I won't do it. I gotta stay awake.
Where's
I
my
gotta keep
pillow?
going.
I don't have one here.
I got a little pillow.
Oh, for good reason too. Why would I have a pillow at my desk?
Yeah,
Yeah,
would
why
you?
not? Well,
This is
for comfort.
This is but
But-
work. This is gaming time, not sleeping time.
This is work time, people.
So we do have another technical difficulty. Unfortunately, it's internet related this time, but that's okay because now we're all back together and we're going to do some Postman Pike because we have time for it.
Beautiful.
It's like I've been wanting this for so long. And the first one, straight off the bat, is coming in from Joe Lau. And the best part is it's on this beautiful little postcard. Look at this.
Oh,
So cute. Little blue
nice.
bird.
wait, kind of matches.
And all
matches my
it
teacup.
says, all it literally
What?
says is, "Are you having fun, Postman Pike?" Yes.
Oh, enjoy the shirt.
In
Enjoy the
big-
shirt.
In big bold letters,
Are
you
you
having
having
fun,
fun?
Postman Pike? It's too good.
Are you? Pike?
I love
That's
it.
just like the thumbs up, like, thanks, Joe.
Yeah.
Thanks, Joe.
Appreciate you. So thank you, Joe. You did awesome. Let's go to the next one, which is a properly written out letter coming to us from Zane or Capursa X. CPRS X is their name.
a great
Don't
job.
ask me to try and say that again. So it reads, Hi, Postman Pike. I hope you're doing well, and thank you for the opportunity to write in. Oh, thank you. The representation of a koala in ASCII symbols on the shirt is brilliant and should 100% be used more in LCO marketing and campaigns. Can I challenge the team to come up with one for a kangaroo and an emu? I'm looking forward to that. Looking forward to seeing how the LCO plays out, and as a wild dream, we can finally get a team into some stages at Worlds. Kind regards, Zane. You know what, Zane, for you, I will get us to Worlds. I'll do it. I'll carry it. We just had Pike in that first game. It was successful. That's a wink. Look, I think we do it. But okay, that's a fun challenge though, because that's just like the icons for the koala, right? How would you do it if you were in a
yeah, like
kangaroo?
the ASCII art. You're just using like keyboard characters to try and make
Yeah.
a picture. Yeah.
I want to see it.
I've seen kangaroos. I don't know if there's an emu. I've never seen an emu ASCII art.
Is this like a chat GPT thing that we need to do? Like
I can do
obviously
a
you
pig
that.
face.
It's like the one guy in class, like, I can't do what the teacher told me to, but I can do this. That's good enough, right? Like,
And then you just get a C- for your troubles.
No, check out talent operations, dude. Easy.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
Pretty good.
All right.
It's all right. It could be better though.
Here's what I found in Google. Like, I love how we're
Alright,
discussing this internally. Nobody sees what we're talking about, and we're just cracking up to ourselves on camera. And they're like, "Cool guys, like we're just getting third
Inside
wheeled here."
jokes.
Yeah. At least
Yo,
post it
man.
into Twitch chat for me.
We need to post it
at
in
least,
chat,
like,
yeah.
because they're not going to realize because the delay. But okay, we've got our next one. We've got the next letter, final letter for this evening. It is from William or Killcount69. So, dear Postman Pike, a collection of haikus for your consideration.
Oh, here we go.
I'm looking forward to this one. Okay. The first one, Yumi. Yumi's unskilled plays. Brain dead champion dulls bot lane. Riot, please remove.
Beautiful.
That sounds like it's being written by Rusty, quite honestly.
Would you like the next one?
Yes.
This one is pretty funny. The second one is called $500 USD.
Okay.
Faker's honor priced. A legacy marred by greed. Ari permaband.
You know what it's missing is a Hillbilly Greggus reference. Otherwise, you're not getting any more than a smile from Telly. That's what would have sold it for him. He would have been a very happy man.
I want to put that on the wall.
Yeah.
All right, and the final one is 2024 Infernal Karma is what it's called.
Okay.
Skins once brought us joy. Now it's like a factory ploy. Copy, paste, deploy. And then it says, please escalate to @RiotFreak.
That was a good one. But he's a hater.
good.
There's a lot of hate coming along here with this, this energy.
The haikus are pretty brutal, eh? But it's
Well-
not to get haiku. Can you do a haiku off the bat, though?
Oh, hell no.
I was terrible at doing poems at school.
575. All right. Tally, you are cute. Skimmy, I hope you smell nice. Pike, you're really cool too. Done.
Oh, there you go.
That's the
Compliments
LCO
for the
hype.
boys. There you go. What more could you ask for? A little
Wait
bit
for
of
the
positive,
applause.
Gotta give the positivity back.
bit of positive mental
right?
attitude, a bit of PMA in the chat.
Look, I'll take that golf cap. Little golf clap, just thanks, Pike. You did good. But again, hypers are hard, man.
They are.
I had to count it.
They are.
I probably looked real weird doing that, but that's okay. I'm alright with it. But no, thank you all so much for those Postman Pike letters, guys. We will continue to read out more Postman Pike letters as the weeks come on. And I think we've got so many. Like, no joke. We've got so many. I'm literally looking at a pile in front of me, but I want more. I want more. Because then I think the plan is, if we can't get it all onto the broadcast, you're going to get me for like an hour or so one night. We'll just get together and just read them all out in one big spelunking.
Surely, though, at the next LAN or like the next League OS themed event, we're just going to have like an army, a legion of people wearing your LCO koala ASCII art shirt, and we're going to be like, you know what's up, Postman Pike.
Postman Pike. I'm going to have to come up with like an outfit as well. Do you think it needs to have shorts? Like long
We
pants?
all need a shirt. Tally needs a shirt. I mean, Tally could wear like a generic League shirt. I can wear the Skimmy Uwu shirt. You can have the Postman
Yep.
Pike shirt. It's Exodia. Like, what more do you need?
Done.
Suits are overrated
Generic
now.
league shirt.
Yeah.
Boom.
Look, and then look, at the end of the night, when the final outro of the whole night, we just rip off our suits into the Exodia.
Yeah.
Just get real spicy about it, and they're just like, how'd they do that? It's just like,
And then we're just covered in like
exceptionally
sweat
strong.
patches, and everyone's like, that's
Yeah.
disgusting. We're like,
Yeah.
we'll fix that in post. Boom, done, fixed.
Yeah. Smell like pure testosterone.
There
Oh,
it is.
wait,
That's the one I saw.
that's the kangaroo.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
I love how it says O in there. It's like, oh.
See, look,
That's cool though. But now I
look
challenge them to do an emu. That's the next one.
that's the hard one.
Like, that is a hard one.
But if you look up ASCII art right now, there are people that are so, like, I don't know how people genuinely do this. It feels too complicated for me to, like, just knock this one out naturally. But, like, people have got, like, the Giga Chad, you got, like, Shrek, you got everything. People have somehow made these just with keyboard characters.
Oh yeah.
I just love that in our chats as well. Just a caterpillar has arrived. I'm cool with this, man. I want to challenge people in Twitch chat actually to do as many as they can. Let's see what they can do, and if we can get some really cool creative ones, I don't know. Maybe I'll put that onto a shirt. I'll do like a big shirt of them, like a collage.
Ooh, we get our own
actually
custom
looks sick.
tees? Yeah.
Whoa.
Do we have a battle, like, rate the shirt? Who was the better
Rate the
designer? Yeah. Who's got
All
the
right.
Drip check.
drip check?
Well, now let's talk a bit more about League of Legends, though. Let's
Okay.
jump back
We
into
have
it
to?
now that we've
I suppose
had our
Oh,
fun.
League of Legends. Oh.
have
suppose
to.
we do. Yeah, man. Okay.
Well, do you want to do a nice segue then? Because I got a quote from you, Skimmy. Finally got one.
Oh.
Do you want to hear it?
What have I said?
Oh.
What have I done?
Literally said, congrats, you played yourself. Skimmy 2024.
Look, I stole that one. It's a banger quote, but I stole that one. And
You stole it.
of course.
Oh,
Of
really?
course.
I've got to scratch it out now. God damn, you busted my balls.
Ah.
That's okay. No, the team comps though. Let's break it down a little bit because you guys were having a fun chat about it. I didn't get a chat about it, but the one thing I want to know is best Irelia skin.
Ooh. I'm going to look this up.
I can tell you right now,
Bro-
Crossblades.
No.
Chat knows why.
It's
Chat knows why.
yeah. Okay. Chat knows why.
But
we all know
Golden
why.
Chroma.
But-
Golden Chroma.
I think Nightblade Irelia is kind of good.
Nightblade, I have that one. It's pretty good. You're not wrong. I'm a sucker for the Project skin line, though.
It is
Ooh,
good.
Prestige though.
Ooh, either. Honestly,
Right.
I like anything Prestige skin. I think that's a really good line.
I think there was a. I used a Vine Sword because there was a Chroma that like looked like a character from Xenoblade. Like I played the game on Switch, Xenoblade Chronicles 3, and it was a nice Chroma, nice match. So that was my favorite for a very long time.
Okay. Cool. Nothing League related.
That's what we're here to do. We're here to relate.
You know,
to
Pike's
real
getting
life.
comfortable when he just drops you with like, oh yeah, cool man. And it just and lets it sit there. Like that is so much Mac mate energy where it's just like, I'm gonna make this awkward. I wanna see how you fester in this like, oh I don't like this, I need to fill the silence, need to keep talking.
The pro here is once you get comfortable, you learn to control the silent Skimmy. That's the
Right.
difference. You let it just hang there.
It'll never be silent with us though.
God damn it, Tally, you ruined the silence. That was the whole joke.
That's what I'm here for.
But no, okay, so like let's actually have a chat about it. Irelia, I think this is the first time we're seeing Irelia. Genuinely, this whole split. Do you have high hopes for it?
In Prey's hands, I would believe so, yeah. I want to see this guy showcase why he doesn't want to play the tanks. I want to see why it's all about mechanical brilliance of be a carry. And look, if they're going for a first pick Sejuani, there's a clear indication that he has to be the focus. So, yeah, in tandem with that and the Aurelian Soul, I think they've given themselves a pretty good top side.
I can tell you as well, for anyone that's seen me in like any of my other works with like other casting jobs and stuff as well, I've always believed in circles. All about circles. So I've actually done the math. If you play a champion that has a circle-based ability, you're more likely to win the game. Downside, Irelia doesn't have any circles. It's quite linear, but it's the Vanguard's edge that sort of almost forms a circle. But just fun fact. But don't worry about me. Look, think about it. You're in game though. I'm getting out of here.
Okay, we're in. But, what I see is somebody stuck in the fountain.
Gun crab, come
That
back.
is tragic. That is really tragic. That's not the way you want this series to come to an end.
Oh dear. Okay, Skibby, saving grace though, this does have no implications on the standings at all. So even though we are going forward with the 4v5 because if I do remember correctly, there is only a certain amount of time you can pause for before you're forced to unpause. Yeah, it's really unfortunate they have to go forward with the 4v5, but you know, maybe with how strong they looked last game, it doesn't even matter.
Imagine if that was the case and they just smash it out the park in a 4v5. Forever's like, I can do it on the AP junglers, I can do it on the AD junglers, I can just Jarvan 1v9. This is, look, it's not what people would have hoped for. Unfortunately for Gun Crab, clearly some technical issues that just cannot be resolved. And I think this is going to be a first for me, actually. In the few years that I've been casting this game, I don't think I've ever found myself in a 4v5. So, look, I don't know what Voice is going to do in this bot lane. A solo Brom. It's like, yeah, I've got the fasting setter, except my setter is just not there.
Imagine you look up stats online and you're like, oh, there was an Irelia play. Like, how did this guy win? And then you just see, oh, it's just a 4v5.
You're like, oh, Irelia's broken. Oh, right, there's context required.
Yeah, absolutely context required here.
Yeah, I suppose from a serious point, it was worth discussing now that we've actually had a chance to see the comps fully locked in and in action, you know, what those win conditions are going to look like. I mean, ignoring the fact that Kaiser's not here for a second, what is the game plan? What, you know, should Fury be looking to try and achieve?
Well, I think they just need to do a lot of stable laning. They have this absolute one combo team fight that, you know, would have be their major objectives to get through. Aurelian Soul should have a lot of push priority onto LeBlanc, and he only really has to worry about the gank threat. And this is the strength of the Irelia. You know, you stack up that passive. You see already 4 stacks thanks to the the bar marker, and really abuse that early game. Once again, another champ who's very susceptible to getting ganked, but if left in isolation, can win very hard.
Certainly can. So let's see what happens then. Chance also for the Skarner to get back into its native lane. We saw it in jungle, we've seen it in top, and well, last game especially, we saw it very successfully get played in support. And well, Forever's going to say we could be down a number, we could be down a member, but you're not going to have much fun on this Irelia. So here we go, looking for that flag and drag, dashing and diving, looking for the heal, 2-man stun, flashed away from. Nice mechanics there from Forever as he goes in for the kill. Can he find it? No, the burrow is fantastic. The stun against the wall is there, but Prey's going to win it out. Nox comes across and backs him up, and I tell you what, Prey, he's still my favorite player.
What an exciting player to watch. He's so, confident in these scenarios to outplay. Does a really good job using the Q to create space. So if there was any follow-up, he can outplay that one. Holds the W, the damage reduction so well. Does such a good job to outplay that one.
Yeah, the blade surging was phenomenal, and certainly as a sign of a player well-versed. You mentioned maybe just be his best champion of all the three, and certainly a clear point that you're not going to have much fun in this one. Here we go then, Praetor, a opportunity to showcase what he can do on the LeBlanc. Going to get bullied out on this occasion because Finos, surprise, surprise, had an opportunity to roam.
Yeah, and you're going to have a lot of time to run this game, but I wonder what a very fed Braum looks like. I've never seen like a farmed Braum in my life. Is he going to go for something like an on-hit Braum where you can, stack up that passive really fast, keep people CC, or is he going to go for that just, tank brick of a champ? As you see trading going on the mid lane.
Well, trading might not just be just that. It might just be a kill at this point. Predator tried to break his hands with the mouse by literally dashing into him. But it wasn't to be. Nox patiently waiting topside, saying, let's make sure that Prey does become an absolute juggernaut. And honestly, Tally, if this is going to be the way this game goes, we might also be looking at a new speed record, just basically on the fact that nobody can defend.
True, I guess it's, I don't know if it counts though, we'll have to see. But it's nice to see, I want to touch back on, Fury. They were one-dimensional, right? In the beginning weeks where they were only playing, they were forced to play AD junglers or play double AP mid-jungle, which is not ideal. Then they swapped to playing, the AD mids with the AP junglers to enable Nox to carry. Then last game, they recognized that, Nox did not have a really good game, so they want to be able to... Oh, he's going to come out the wall, Skimmy. Oh, no.
Uh-oh, he got stuck in the wall and tried to cosplay as a Kane for just a second, pops back out and goes, it's not a pretty picture after all. Forever getting surrounded by two. He's going to fall on down as well. And the top half of the map for Fury is 4-0-4. They really are popping off, and certainly going to have the momentum just to say, you know what, forget farming. Let's just proxy these waves. Let's put this one to rest.
Yeah, and as I was saying, it's nice to see that Nox has decided to take a step back in this game and allowed the rest of his team to carry. They recognize Prey, great carry player, and he can, really take over games if he's enabled, especially on champs like the Aurelia.
Oh, look at that for a Zenith Blade. Where are you going, Praetor? Straight back to the fountain, it would seem right now. Tries to be clever with the clone, juking and diving, but they know it is the real one. Just at a range of the Arcane Brick, but it's following, it's chasing, then it gets it done.
And 4 members in the top lane, Skimmy Reneko by himself, no flash, not one he can outplay.
Well, it's just not fair, really, is it? It's just not fair whatsoever. Voice rocks up and's like, look guys, I'm farming, I'm here to protect, I'm here to gank.
Level 6.
And look, can he find anything? Drops the Glacial Fissure, knocks them all up, tries to burn a flash, takes one. Can he find more? Nope, the tower decides against it.
What an absolute bloodbath straight away. I think even if Gunkrab was here, it doesn't really change what is happening on the top side of the map. We haven't seen any impact of the numbers advantage really being created so far, but Fred does find the exit kill, so he is on the board finally. Prey still playing a bit aggressive. Praetor might want to go aggressive onto him here, but I don't know if they win this one, Skimmy.
Well, that is what I'm confused about, because Nox is like, yeah, you're on your own, mate. I want these Void Grubs, you're not important. Does decide to peel against it in the end. They're going to pick up some Honey Fruit, not get all 6, but going to find a fair chunk. It's still entertaining the idea that maybe, just maybe, we turn this one around. Reneko's going to crash against the wall, give himself a headache, get himself a Panadol, and it'll be all okay in the end. And the Hooper says, hang on a minute. This is meant to be a 1v2. Voice tanks up 1, tanks up 2, dies to the tower, and gets denied. Nox with 0 HP, 20 to be exact. Continues to say, yeah, I'm just in range to pop that passive to guarantee the stun. And yeah, look, you can see the smiles on the players' faces. They know this is not a serious occasion. We know it's not a serious occasion. It's just a little bit of entertainment to round out this night.
5,000 gold lead at 7.5 minutes, Skimmy. As we do go onto the replay, we see that, you're talking about Reneko headbutting the wall, calling himself a bit of a headache, trying to play around, bait a bit for Prey to find the kill, but he do not have the damage. They're too low level. There's so much CC from the other members with the aftershock coming through. It's just such an easy cleanup for them. And are we going to see a potential contest for the fastest game this split?
Well, what was it? 16 minutes and 10 seconds. That is the player to beat. And look, I'm sure there's a little bit of pride on the line where it's like you couldn't even beat the speed record in a 5v4. Prey, stop that. Stop that right this instant. That was nice.
What can you do? You're just a little scorpion against this, Blade Master in the top lane. Your claws aren't strong enough. Hooper might see himself falling down again.
Hooper, can you survive? He's been jumped upon by 2. He's got little to no HP left whatsoever. These lane phases do not exist. It's a roamer's paradise. As they say, well, we at least need to get something. And it seems like the weak link is those poor little lady carries.
Hiding around, Predator does find it, but unfortunately Hooper 0-2, but he doesn't even have a lane opponent, Skimmy.
Yeah, look, that feels pretty rough. I tell you what, though, I can't believe that Reneko's already 0-6. How did that happen? How did that happen? He's already got the Blade of the Rune King. He's going to get jumped in the 1v2. That tower's about to fall on down. The Glacial Prison comes through clutch! Unbelievable. This is why they clearly went for Sejuani first pick.
I don't even know what to say, Skimmy. This is just utter destruction. The Blade. This is what you're used to seeing in solo queue from these Aurelias. They either, win the game at level 1 through level 3, or they're just absolutely useless, and their tower is on to be destroyed at 9 minutes. But fortunately, Prey, very practiced on this champion, already has the Blade being completed, already has his magical footwork coming through because he has so many kills, so he's so fed on this champion. It's going to build even more damage.
And we were talking about this a little bit beforehand, right? As a case of Fury want to come back into this game. They want to make sure that they get the win. They feel like they've earned it. The merit is there. But this feels like a massive denial of that, right? Yeah, you're going to win, but you don't get the satisfaction of saying, yeah, guys, like that was what we needed to make sure we're as match fit as possible going into the playoffs. It's still going to be that asterisk against the series where it's like, well, when it came down to it in the true 5v5 fashion, you just simply get outmatched.
Yeah, pretty much. And I want to see Mammoth keep trying to play to kill prey. You know, I want to see more of these outplays happening, so it's really exciting. But I want to see if they are able to take him down. You know, he does not have that flash yet, so if they do get that shut down, probably nothing will happen in the game state being changed, but we do see the Skarner having a little bit of a nap in the top lane.
Well, it's understandable. It's been a tough one for him. Those 5% nerfs have really, really hurt the Skarner. Has
true, yep.
Forever jumps across the wall, thinks I'm safe. The flag and drag would look good on its own. But Nox says, watch this, mate. I'll give you brain freeze, and then you'll just die to a support.
Easy as that. This is one of the strong pairings. You know, we talk about, you know, pairing these auto-attacking reset junglers with the Sejuani, but you know, why not do it from a support position? You know, have the Leona get the auto reset on the Q, so it's really easy to stack up that passive as fast as possible, and just a really good 2v2 overall.
Yeah, I think it's devolved very quickly into, all right, enough with the kills. Let's just end this one. Everybody playing it like a bot game, to be quite frank. Just find a tower, group up, and attack. Literally nobody farming camp, nobody going for minions. It's just turrets.
Putting his glasses on.
It's a serious moment. Understandable. You know what? Findo, I'll do the same. The sunglasses are out. I can dampen the brightness of these lights that are beaming my face for what feels like the last 5 hours. And the TP can come on through here from Mammoth to say, let's try and make this one as even as it could be. Maybe a cheeky 4v4 as Predator runs back to base to assist them. The Cataclysm goes out to defend their towers because we're already at the Nexus in 11 minutes.
This is the classic, you know, oh, mid's open, Skimmy, you guys can push, and then as soon as they get close to the base, you get pounced on by 5 members. Like, just kidding, guys, we just baited you. So they find the kills onto them, but it's not really going to change anything with this game state, Skimmy, and they do want to still, you know, reset, go for that push down mid. They absolutely can.
Well, let's see what Prey's got now. He's already got the Blade of the Rune King, surely got the Wits End complete, and there it is, with the boots done as well. 12 minutes in, a new record, as if these records really do count. That's going to feel nice. That does certainly mean that flash or no flash, I don't think anybody really holds a candle against him now.
At least Guncrow has something to eat in the base. You know, he's got 3 cookies in his inventory, so if he does get hungry, he's got a little snack for himself there.
He can feel
nice
like feed the hamster that powers up his dial-up. That's true. Very good point there. There's a magic trick here from Forever. He says, watch as I bait them to try and gank me in my own jungle, and watch as I run away to safety. Unless, well, no. It's as simple as it is. Voice, meanwhile, says, I am a fed Brom solo experience. Guys, I need a little bit of defense here because our Nexus is about to fall on over.
Not quite enough of a fed Brom to be able to stop this push going on here. There is super minions already at the 13-minute mark onto the Nexus of Mammoth. And we might just see the game ending here on this push.
Well, there you go, guys. Run it off. A brand new record. Might not be a global one of the fastest game ever in League of Legends history, but certainly a quick one at that standard. Forget the context, forget everything else. It's a really unfortunate circumstance for Guncrab with his internet dropping out here and unable to connect. And that is the law, those are the rules. It has to start eventually. And at 13 minutes, it's like Fury are going to put them out of their misery. A tough game to swallow. I don't think either side is quite honestly happy with the outcome. But that's just how it is sometimes, I suppose, Sally. I suppose I'm lost for words. It's a hard game to analyze. It's a hard game to play by play. It's almost like a chat show. You're watching, you know, your mate stream in Discord.
Pretty much. I mean, let's take away the positives here, Skimmy. I guess congratulations on casting your first 4v5. That's a milestone a lot of people can't say. You know, also congratulations to Prey getting to play, you know, show that how, you know, strong he is on this Irelia, and I think that is a nice thing for Fury going into playoffs, that this is a champion other teams need to start thinking about now. You know, this is a different look for Fury, and I consider the top side of the map not impacted by, you know, what the game state was. So I think that, you know, the Sejuani and the Irelia look so strong in this game, and something that a lot of teams need to think about going forward.
Definitely. Yeah, I think Prey certainly one to keep your eye on. Certainly a candidate for a most improved player of split number 2. But that's going to do it for the regular season. Not the finish we were all hoping for. A major delay ending in a 4v5. We're going to go to one final break and then wrap up all of the action.